Welcome to the third ever episode of the Party Chat podcast. As usual, I'm Squiggy, and today joining me we have Slazo, Laura, and Darren. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How is everyone? Ooh, someone's crashed. Sorry, how is everyone? I have the
scared
right,
now.
in case you want to know,
Crash.
I have the the F1 on in the background while we're recording this. So.
Okay, because I was thinking you meant
It's like someone in the combo.
No,
Yeah.
no, some racing drivers crashed.
I'm a little unnerved now, but I was feeling fine. I would describe my current mood as nervous.
In case someone
On
crashes.
edge.
Yeah,
Clutch.
that's where I'm.
Oh well, that's good to hear. So, for those of you that don't know, every week, me and some of my favourite people to talk gaming with, and the other three, gather around to talk through the latest news, game releases, and discuss a topic of the week, with a few other things thrown in for good measure, because why not? So, let's start with the news. And the first news story we've got this week is that Fallout 4 has gone gold, and there's beer to celebrate, because what more do you want? So,
I would want cheaper beer.
yeah, it's
I'm
expensive.
gonna be honest. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Hi, how much is it?
£20 for 12 bottles.
Bargain.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be limited edition, but it didn't actually say limited edition anywhere in the Amazon page for it. Because, maybe, you keep it, you don't drink it. It's a limited edition. Beer's collectible.
I'd drink it. I don't like beer, but I'd drink it. If I'm paying that much for beer, I'm going to drink it.
That's the thing. It's just crazy. Sorry, I was just going to say, it's just crazy. It's just, it's Carlsberg, isn't it?
Yeah.
What? You even wants that then? That's no one's gonna buy that. It's disgusting.
It's actually the top selling item in groceries on Amazon.
I gathered it probably would be because people actually do want to buy it because there's Fallout on.
Of Carlsberg,
I was just over exaggerating the fact that it was Carlsberg.
It's probably the best beer in the world. No?
Yeah, we got the advertising slate.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome, Carlsberg. So, our second news story of the week is that Batman Arkham Knight is finally returning to PC on October the 28th, which is today, if you're listening to the podcast the day it goes up, or it could be 3 days ago, you never know. But yeah, so that's coming back out on October the 28th, hopefully without problems. I didn't actually realise...
Without all its friendly bugs that were infested inside
I didn't actually realise they pulled it completely from the store and it was still unavailable.
Yeah, I'd obviously seen updates, and they did when it first got pulled. There was quite a regular update saying we're doing this, this, and this to fix it, because they did react quite quick. So I assumed it just quietly got re-released, like last month or the month. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
It was just put back up. I didn't know. If you're a PC player and you had the season pass and you've been waiting for that long, man, you would be so frustrated by how long it took. If you hadn't downloaded it, obviously.
Yeah.
If you already downloaded it, it was fine, and you still had the patches.
Yeah. But I thought they would have sort of give some compensation maybe as well to some of the PC players, but they haven't actually really done anything. From what I've gathered,
no.
they're basically given everyone who's got a season pass the content that they paid for, which is obviously what you would do anyway. But I thought there might have been something in there. But
they might have done something quietly, if you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like gave them something in the Steam basket. Because I don't know how many times you log on to Steam and have something new in your basket. I seem to find it all the time, and it's normally terrible stuff.
I don't see why they do it quietly. I'd think they'd be like, "Oh, hey guys, because we messed up. Here's this." They're not going to be like, "Well, maybe we'll just put something somewhere and
Yeah,
they
because
might notice it."
I assume it would be something little. So they might get they get more stick if they publicised it. It was something little, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're being judged.
But then if they put something better in there, then they might go.
They might have
No, it's
announced it to the world.
Yeah.
I think even if they did put something little in, it doesn't matter if they advertise it or not, because people are still going to pick up on it and then they get the bad press from it.
Yeah.
I just think if they were going to give you anything, they'd flat outright tell you, because people might miss it completely and be like complaining, like, "Oh, no one got anything from this," and then people are like, "Oh well, actually this was from them."
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even expect them to give him anything. They don't care. They really
No,
don't
they've
care. It
still-
took them how long to fix the
Yeah,
problem?
they've still
They
done
care
the
enough to
copies,
fix
so-
it. I mean,
Yeah, well, they probably had
Kind
to
of.
fix
It shouldn't have been in that state when it came out in the first place.
Yeah.
yeah, there's that.
That's the thing. You look at the new Assassin's Creed. That's not out on PC yet. I don't think that comes out for another.
That's November.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's November the
November.
18th it comes out or something like that. So they've given more time to work on it there. So you begin to wonder if Batman needed more time on the PC.
Yeah, because it's. I mean, I think Need for Speed doesn't come out to PC on next year because they couldn't get it to the right quality.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of other companies that have just, been delayed the game, and they just didn't make the decision with Batman to do that.
Yeah, I mean it's a shame because it's a good game as well, but obviously it's been hit with all these problems on the PC, which I probably want to be more known for than anything else.
Yeah, even if it runs perfectly now, everyone will remember how bad it is at launch. Because I don't obviously game on PC because it would probably kill my PC. But basically, I basically see the big stories, the big reactions. People aren't going to go crazy when it finally works, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the huge news story like, oh my god, it actually runs as well as it does on other consoles. But obviously, when it was revealed that it was not that great at launch, that story was everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think you could go on a single site without seeing something about it, or someone posting a video of a glitch about it or complaining about something.
Some of those glitches were funny though.
Yeah.
I have to admit.
But yeah, it's a shame because it is a good. It's a shame they've had to go out that way because it probably is the last sort of arc.
It's the last Arkham game.
Yeah, and it's a shame they've probably gone out the way it has. But it's, I suppose, in a way, it's good news as well that they finally got it. Well, hopefully got it fixed on the PC.
Well, they're confident enough to put it on sale again.
Yeah, but they were confident to put it on sale on launch.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is a very good point.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next few days, I suppose. See what happens when people get their hands on it, or try and get their hands on it, and it doesn't work. But yeah. So the next news story is that the PS4 has had its price cut by £50 in the UK. So this is going with the price cut that happened in America. Was it last week or the week before?
And wasn't there one in the rest of Europe?
Yes, in Australia
Because I was like, but the UK are in Europe. What
Yeah.
is this?
Well, I thought they would have saved it for Paris Games Week, but obviously not.
Maybe it just got leaked early though, and they just decided to confirm it.
Yeah, it just went with it.
Yeah, you might because it's I hope that's not their big announcement at Paris Games Week because I would have been very disappointed. The only thing that come out of Paris Games
Wait,
Week was the price cut.
didn't I do this news weeks ago?
Yeah, that was for
So-
Europe. You did it for
UK.
yeah. Oh, the UK. Oh, that was rumored, not confirmed.
Yeah,
You
it wasn't.
confirmed it early.
Yeah, basically it was your fault.
You jumped the
You did
horse,
it.
Slazo.
You did it.
What, by almost a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That's probably why they had to come out and confirm it. People like Slazo.
There's
Ruined it
so there's
for
banned
everyone.
from
Well
PSN now.
What can I say? It's a talent.
About time you did something. So, it's obviously a good thing, well, for Sony, that they've cut it down, get some more
I was
sales
gonna
in
say it's
before
not a
Christmas.
good thing for
I
us.
say it's not a good thing for us, no, but it's what happens, you pay loads at launch and get it at launch, and then it gets a price cut a couple of years later. But it's what Sony need to do, to be honest, because of
The Christmas lineup of Xbox One is just so tempting and
yeah,
just looks amazing, and some
Makes-
people want to get an
makes
Xbox
makes you want to buy an Xbox One, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does
Yeah.
make you buy an Xbox One.
Yeah, so it's
No.
it's Sony's way to compete without having the games, just to drop the price that little bit, and $299 is a good price point, to be honest. I'm sure
It keeps them competitive, sort of
Yeah.
thing. Like, because PS4 has a great backlog. Or not a great back. Great seems strong. I rephrase that. PS4 has a decent enough backlog if you haven't made a current gen technically now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Purchase already.
Yeah.
So
but it's also got like good third party support with Ubisoft and EA for Battlefront, and obviously Call of Duty and Destiny. So it is getting the third party support more, like basically what the Xbox 360 got last generation. The PS4 is getting that this generation. So it's one of them where maybe the casual gamer, the filthy casual, they'll
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking.
they'll pick it up on. They'll pick
You mean the
PS4.
Call of Duty?
Yeah,
Because I mean, the Call of Duty adverts have rolled out.
yeah.
You know,
So they are trying to shift it with Call of Duty.
They are, because I didn't even realise till the advert come on that they're doing a Call of Duty PS4.
Yeah, the orange one. It's awful. It's a
I thought that. I thought it looked like
Orange?
stickers. It
That
has like do you remember the Black Ops design with the orange lines through the background, Darren? They were like circuit
No.
power lines.
I
Oh.
don't remember that.
Basically,
Oh.
do you know the Black Ops logo and like the number Black Ops 2 and the 3, like the II and II, they're all in orange, like an orange outline. Basically, that's what the console looks like.
That doesn't sound appealing.
And the DualShock's grey, but the sticks are orange as well.
That doesn't sound appealing either.
It looks absolutely awful.
Sounds like terrible design.
It's one of them where you want to buy it to see if it actually looks that bad in person, but then I'd rather just see some photos of it and say, yeah, it does look that bad.
Who is wanting to buy something to see something awful in person? What's wrong with you,
Someone with
Squiggy?
too much money, clearly. That's
I
not
want someone else to buy it. Probably.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then I'd go visit them.
Yeah, and judge them and say,
Squiggy!
awful.
Buy the PlayStation.
Yeah,
We'll all
just come round, guys. Yeah. When does Black Ops come out? The 6th of November or something like that? Just come round.
Yeah.
Yeah, my door's always open. But this leads in nicely to our next news story, which is about Call of Duty Black Ops, and this week they revealed their season pass details.
Yay.
So
I love season pass.
yeah, so it's quite interesting that because obviously they're ditching the campaign on like last gen.
That's the other thing about the advert, by the way. Before you know, they use the campaign to show off like the CGI bits of the campaign in the advert.
Yeah.
And in the bottom, it's like this part of the game will only be featured in like PS4 and Xbox One, and then at the end it's like buy it on PS3 and Xbox. I was like, but just what? Sorry,
But
yeah, that reminds me.
They'd have had to do that.
No, but it's more the fact they continue then to advertise the PS3 and Xbox 360 one.
Yeah, you're not gonna not advertise it.
It is coming
It
out.
just seems a bit weird. At least put some multiplayer clips in the advert.
I understand how it's weird, but they obviously want to show off the big fancy graphics of all their fancy cutscenes and blah 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 blah. But then they're forced to then put, "Oh, sorry, you can't have this." It's sort of it's what they got to do.
Catch 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the season pass as well. It's not available on the 360. So it's only available on PS4, Xbox One, and PS3, which is quite.
Why is it not on 360?
Wait, PS3 but not.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just reading this news story. Basically, season pass and the Giant Zombies bonus map are not available on Xbox 360. So it's a strange one, to be honest, because you would think there would either be all or nothing on.
I think they'd do a season pass that was priced at for the content that is available.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, especially, but it is a multiplayer. It's a multiplayer season pass, so you would think that everything would be. But I suppose maybe it's a sign of what kind of maps we're going to get in the DLC. Maybe it's a sign that some of the maps are going to take advantage of extra.
Great next gen.
Yeah.
Powerful. You said it's on the PS3, which doesn't.
Yeah, I know that's the thing. Yeah, but yeah, basically the season pass is going to have 4 epic DLC map packs in 2016. With new multiplayer content, which has got reimagined maps from Call of Duty World at War and the Black Ops series. Probably the ones that had the worst maps in them. Just throw one out there.
Kinda, but then they're also the ones that provided a different feel to what Black Ops is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
You can't just keep doing the COD 4 maps over and over.
Yeah.
And over.
I wish you could.
Well, that's going to be backwards.
That's what COD 4 is for.
Backwards compatibility on Xbox One.
Memories. But yeah, it's.
I do think this is better than the Star Wars one though, because they're clearly saying they got an idea what they're doing for the DLC.
Yeah.
It comes in these packages, like 4 separate things.
Yeah.
That's much more, I want to say acceptable, but I just can't accept season passes.
Yeah, I think this is what you expect from Call of Duty, really, that you get 4 map packs. Probably one in January, one in April, and so on. Maybe even a little bit sooner than that. And it's what you expect. It's happened for the past probably 3 years now, maybe 4.
That would have been more news that I would have cared about if they've come out and said we're not doing a season pass, we're going all free DLC.
Yeah.
Which they never would do, because I think it probably makes them a lot of money.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you see how many people play Call of Duty online, and if Black Ops 3 is, put it this way, if any of the Call of Duty games were as good as Call of Duty 4 were online for me, I probably would buy the season pass of them because I know I've synced that many hours into it.
Maybe Black Ops 3 will be the one, because Black Ops 3 does have the exciting new zombie mode. And I'm not saying that sarcastically, like they don't have zombies. I mean the storyline zombie mode that they've put a lot of effort in.
Yeah.
Because even Heather Graham's in the zombie mode this year.
Who?
Heather Graham?
I know, Heather Graham! I
Who's
was like,
Heather Graham?
who?
Who?
the Austin Felicity Shagwell in Austin Powers 2.
That doesn't help me.
Yeah.
She was in Scrubs as
Nope.
the blonde doctor.
I know who she is now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other stars in it, but she's the only one whose name I could remember, because it's quite easy to remember her name.
Well, I've never
But
heard
yeah,
of
they've got
it.
an all-star cast.
Is
For the
Is she the
zombie
one from
mode.
the start of the film? Or
No, in Austin Powers 2, she's Felicity Shagwell. She's the main blonde one in number 2. She was also in From Hell in Jack the Ripper. I'm like literally giving you a synopsis of her career now. She was in an episode of Arrested Development.
oh, that really won't help me.
Yeah, so no,
I don't
I have no idea who she is, but
Oh,
So
anyway,
some,
I'm just
some
saying.
girl.
They're doing a big actresses and actors that are famous are voicing, and they've been motion capped and that for the zombie movie. I'm just saying they put in a lot of effort into
And
Black
that's
Ops
the
3.
most famous one.
No, it's not the most famous one. It's just the one with the easiest name to remember that I
but
could think
it
of.
is good to see that. I mean, and I think it was Black Ops 2, maybe, they put a bit of focus on zombies as well, where you had the story with I think you were with the president in the White House or something like
Yeah,
that.
that was like really like thin layered story.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
but
Basically, this is what you're doing.
Yeah, but they sort of give a little story to it, whereas the first, I mean, to be honest, I enjoyed the first zombie mode in the little village where you could, in the house where you could decide to go
Well,
up the
you're
stairs.
gonna love this. If you go check it out after you've finished record this podcast, I reckon you'll have Black Ops 3 pre-ordered by next week. That's how good the zombie mode is.
Nah, not yet, not yet.
Check it out.
But yeah, I think the season pass is what we all expected, but it's interesting to note that it's not going on previous gen, well, apart from PS3. But do you think this is going to be a sign now from maybe next year onwards?
This should be the start of the trend.
Yeah.
I expect it not to be on there at all next year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be from next year now. Because a lot of people are going to be focusing more on next gen. I mean, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, that didn't come out on 360 and PS3 either.
Did Unity come out then?
No,
No,
they did a
Creed
different. They
Rogue.
did a
They
different
got
version.
Rogue
yeah,
instead.
but they haven't even
Yeah.
developed one. I think this year, I'm assuming.
Which
That's
probably
what
just
they should
rules.
be doing.
Says how
Well,
good.
I imagine that's because they made two, and then everyone went, they're both buggy.
So Rogue was
Just
supposed to be
focus on
Rogue was
one.
supposed to be okay. Apparently, a lot of people
Was
preferred
it?
playing Rogue on the PS3 than playing Unity on the
I do remember that, because at the time I was tempted to get Rogue because it was A, cheaper, and B,
better,
getting better
and
reviews.
it worked. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, but I think maybe from the turn of this year we'll see a lot less games coming out on the previous generation, which is it's probably about time now. It's been 2 years. 2 years of this generation, people are getting to grips with it. I think it's about time.
Yeah, and let's be honest, as a launch day buyer, it's about time that our loyalty was kind of like, yeah, these are all exclusives.
Yeah. So we'll move on to our final news story of this week. Redfly Studios are trying to resurrect a Darth Maul game which was cancelled probably a long time ago. So for those of you that don't know,
It was when EA got all the licenses,
Yeah.
and it was the Disney crossover.
yeah, so Redfly Studio ported the two Force Unleashed games to the Wii back in the day, and
Can't tell you how they were.
no, same. But at one point they were working on this new Star Wars game which was focused on Darth Maul, and basically they wanted to sort of flesh out the character of Darth Maul a lot more. And from what I've read, it was supposed to be a bit like the Batman Arkham games,
But with Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. Yeah,
There is some footage of it that was released, and there was a lot of concept art
yeah,
at the time, and it looked interesting. I think the word I saw a lot of people describe it as, I can't help but agree with it, was ambitious. Like, you were kind of like dubious because I didn't really know the studio, and this seemed like a very ambitious project for them to do. So if they pulled it off, it looked like it could be amazing.
yeah.
But then it was so early in before when it got well, it seemed to be so early when they got cancelled that you just don't know how.
Yeah, I mean, you would assume they probably had an idea for a story and everything.
Apparently they had it all mapped out,
Yeah.
but I think Clone War, what the TV Star Wars Clone Wars has Darth Maul in. I think that changed, like that had Darth Maul in with another story and a brother, so I think that kind of would have made them go rewrite the story.
Yeah, yeah, but if they've got sort of a base story, they can build from that maybe. But I think it'll be quite interesting because I think they want to try and pitch it to EA from what I've been reading as well.
Yeah, they said that. Yeah, exact quote, because this was all because they did a Reddit
Yeah, it's
AMA or whatever the other
Dan
day.
Borth, the developer.
Yeah. They basically said that they want to make a demo that's really good enough to impress EA. So basically, they'll go to EA when their demo is up to the quality they think will impress them, and then they'll show it, and then it's up to EA whether they can do it or.
And let's be honest, with Star Wars coming out this year, and then it probably when's the next one? Is it 2017? The next Star Wars movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's 15, 17, 19 for the main ones.
Yeah.
And then
Let's be honest, EA are going to want to milk as much out of it as possible. Let's be honest. So if they've got someone coming to them who wants to do a Star Wars game and they like the idea of it, they're probably not going to say no because it's Star Wars and people will buy it, and it's Star Wars. And it's obviously a way to, if they give them, say, 2 years development time, maybe they can release it to link in with episode 8. Is it episode 8? Can't believe we're talking about episode 8 and episode 7's not out yet, but I think
I'm
it'll be
so
episode 8.
confused. There's too much Star Wars going on in this conversation.
Yeah, so
these are words.
So they could release this Darth Maul game. Say they go to them, pitch it. Oh yeah, we'll give you 2 years to do it, which will come out when the next Star Wars movie comes out, and it's perfect cash tie-in. Oh, here's some Star Wars hype. Have some money, buy a game. It's got Star Wars on it.
I'm gonna be honest. For that, I think there's always Star Wars hype in the air, especially with video games are concerned.
Yeah,
because who doesn't like? I mean, look at Star Wars Battlefront. I know it's coming out with the just before the movie and that, but I think people would have been hyped for that anyway.
Yeah, I was
Well,
excited
yeah,
for
because
that. Yeah.
people liked the previous Battlefront games.
I played the last
People like
Battlefront
Star Wars,
on my
so
PSP.
people like Star Wars, so there's obviously going to be like when new Star Wars things come out, people will be like, "Oh, it's Star Wars." It's obvious. Like when new Final Fantasy comes out, people are like, "Oh, it's a new Final Fantasy."
It's like, but didn't you learn your lesson from the last few? No.
Yeah, but
Give
to
me
be
a new
honest,
game.
I'd quite like to see Platinum do a Star Wars style game, a bit like
Yeah.
when they did Metal Gear Rising, but obviously with lightsabers and the Force and stuff. And I think it'd be quite cool if they did something like that. But that's probably not going to happen. Well, it won't happen. But that's something I'd like to see. But that's just me. I don't know if anyone
Well,
else.
if we're going down this path, can we just have, what was it, 1313?
Oh, that was such a
Can
beautiful
we
concept.
just have that?
That was such a beautiful concept.
Looks so good. A Star Wars game I actually cared about. And it was like binned. Like,
To be fair, when it was
why?
binned, I was kind of like, well, there's any hope of Laura getting a gaming PC out the window. She was,
a new hub.
she didn't really. That would have been the
There's just-
game that would have made me bought a decent PC. That was it. Because when they showed that off, it's just so good.
I doubt it so much. You say these things, but you wouldn't have bought a gaming PC.
I would have found a way, Darren, or I would have
wouldn't
visited
have.
Squiggy.
Why does everyone want to visit me?
Because you have a gaming PC.
You spend the most money on things we don't need.
Yeah,
not wrong.
Yeah, I can't deny that, to be honest.
You have a professional radio
How much
set
you-
up for this podcast.
How much have you used your Xbox One, Squiggy?
Well, if Halo Master Chief Collection wasn't broke, a lot more than I have.
He has used it enough, right? And he will continue to use it for. I don't know what you're. How dare you insult the Xbox One, Slazo?
I'm not insulting it. I want to get one, but
Good,
you know.
good. Remember that.
No,
That's
I'll
all
be
I'm
honest.
saying.
I haven't used it as much as I would have liked, but
He's just waiting for the right Xbox partner.
it didn't help that the Master Chief Collection was broke. But I'm playing it a lot more now because it actually works and Halo hype.
He's just waiting for Halo 5 Guardians
Yep.
around Christmas time because then he'd be happy.
When
When
I
others...
buy Rare Replay.
Yeah, play some Banjo Kazooie.
Anything else?
No, just
The
Banjo
best
Kazooie.
thing about
I like Banjo Kazooie. It was a good game on the N64.
it doesn't really shine the Xbox One. It's like I could play this game that I own.
I'm not
on
gonna lie, if I got an
PS4.
Xbox One, Rare Replay would probably be a game I bought.
No, I mean there's other games, but busy schedule and all that. So anyway, let's move along from how much money I spend on games to some of the upcoming releases, which are coming out over the next week, which is the week commencing the 26th of October. So that was 2 days ago. If you're listening to this the day it went up, or however, just work it out. So this week we've got Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition? Death,
Definitive.
whatever. No, it's Death. It's got Death on it. Definitive.
Oh, definitive.
Yeah, I'm not
yeah,
not being
okay.
able to
Stop.
pronounce
They're
definitive.
so witty.
Yeah,
Oh, they got jokes.
yeah, they're so witty. Not
I
when I'm
just
trying
thought you were battling the word.
to.
Then.
No, no,
So did I.
So did I. Like, you need some help, Squiggy.
no. I knew what I was saying. Just you all doubted me. I might spend money, but I know how to pronounce words. So anyway,
Your fancy word pronouncer gadget that you spend money on.
you my £5 microphone.
I do, yeah.
So anyway, the Darksiders 2 definitive, whatever.
So Darksiders 2 that's out next week.
Yeah, so it's got all the
Those two special editions.
so it's got all the DLC. It's basically as a special edition. All the DLC, some armor stuff. It's got an improved graphic render engine for higher visual quality, especially in terms of lighting and shadows. It's got improved and reworked level, character, environment graphics. It's running in 1080p. Maybe even on the Xbox One, it's running in 1080p. And it's been reworked in tune, and it's got reworked and tuned game balancing and loot distribution. Yeah. So basically, it's Darksiders 2, but with some changes to it. Darksiders 2 Remastered. We'll go with that one. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's basically like every other remastered
Yeah.
game.
We'll go with Remastered.
Although it does sound like they put a bit of effort into like the balancing of things.
Yeah, it's
I mean, when I played it wasn't like that bad. You won't be like, oh, the weapon drops are terrible. I'd never get anything good. You get quite good things every once in a while. But they obviously weren't happy with it. So that's good though. They're not just rehashing a game they've already.
that only came out at the end of the PS3 cycle,
I think
just
it was.
before the PS4.
I think it was 2012.
Yeah.
I think that's when it came out.
Yeah.
So or 2011. 4 years ago.
Let's find out.
Probably. 2011 or 2012.
Darksiders
Now let's do the talk while Squiggy Googles things.
came out on the
All I remember is everyone went, it's like Zelda. but
14th of
not.
August 2012.
2012. No, the first one was like Zelda, but not. The second one
Was it? Okay.
was more action RPG than.
See, I thought these games were more like the Souls games more than anything. That's what I thought they were more like.
No.
No, I've realised that now. Yeah.
Not at all. The first one was basically Zelda, but you played as one of the four horses.
They get decent reviews as well, didn't they? From what?
They're pretty good games. They're not
Yeah.
like outstanding games that like Call of Duty. Well, I say outstanding games, I mean games that get a lot of press, like Call of Duty. But they're pretty good games.
Yeah, they
enjoyable.
come in and do their job.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not bad. The next release is Minecraft Episode 1.
Oh.
Tales from the Minecraft.
See, this was it last week? I want to say last
It
week.
was
I ended
last
up
week,
with Telltale.
yeah.
Yeah, I put Telltale in the salt mine. Right, and the thing is though, because I'm a terrible person, it doesn't mean I don't want Minecraft game.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna buy it on launch. Don't worry. I have no money to spend on Minecraft, so I can't actually cave and buy it on launch. But the problem is I just know it's gonna be more of the same, if you know what I mean. So I feel bad, but I still want it because it looks funny.
Does it really?
Have you seen the trailer for it?
Do you
I've
know what
seen
you could
people
buy?
play it. I think.
I just saw. I like Telltale games are all about the story, and the story seemed witty and humorous. And
It didn't. It
You
just
know what
seemed
you
like...
could buy?
if you say
begins
life
with
is strange,
life.
if you say life is strange,
It's Tales of the Borderlands is what you should buy.
I've already done that. Yeah.
Well, good. So you don't need Minecraft. There you go. Problem solved.
Okay. I'll try
He's got a
and
point.
stay strong.
Got a point.
Spend your money on a good episode game.
Oh my God, Slazo, I got it. Life is strange is great. Life is strange is
I
love.
am not, no, because none of you have bought it. And I'm
I
not
will when I will buy it in the January sale.
I have the first
So
episode
that's-
downloaded. It was free.
Well, yeah, the first episode's free. I might
What?
maybe is it still free?
I
might
wasn't aware
download
of
it.
that, but that's
When,
It was-
when was the first episode free?
I
When-
think when they
Yes.
released the 5th episode, they were like, "Well, here's the first episode for free if you haven't played it."
Yeah, I'm gonna
Which-
go on my PS4 after this podcast,
which
and if it's
is
free,
a-
I'm gonna download it.
I'll look for you right now, which is a good idea because obviously they get a lot of money from when people buy the whole thing. Obviously, some people might just buy the first episode and be like, "Oh, I don't want it anymore. It's rubbish." So what they do is they instead go, "Well, here's the first episode, so maybe if you do like it, you will buy it." It's just nice. Nice.
Yeah, they did the same with Walking Dead, didn't they? Or did I imagine that?
Yeah, they did
Telltale
that.
did.
So I downloaded that on my iPad for free, and
Did
that's
you?
why I actually bought the game.
Did you like it on your iPad better?
No, that's why I bought the game after what.
Oh,
after
okay. I thought you meant you bought all of the game on your
No,
iPad.
I downloaded just the first episode on my iPad, and then I was like, I enjoyed this game, and so then I purchased it on my Xbox 360.
Okay, so you're proof that this method of give the episode 1 free works.
Yes, it does work.
I've not played it yet to find out.
I didn't even know it was free. I feel so misinformed or underinformed. Slazo, you had one job. You've been telling me to buy this game. You didn't tell me when it was free.
I didn't know.
What,
I
what
honestly
the hell? What
didn't
the
know
hell,
because
Slazo?
I bought it when it came out, so don't look at me.
Look at me.
I support games I like. Man.
Wow.
Well, clearly not by telling people to
Yeah.
buy it and then buy it.
I've been telling you to buy. Like, yeah, I've been trying to get money out of you to buy it. Don't just try it for free. Buy it.
You're getting no money off me. So next on our release list, WWE 2K16.
Oh man.
Oh, so hyped, so hyped.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
I think it's
Be
gonna,
bad.
yeah, I think it's going to be terrible. From what I've seen, it doesn't look impressive. I think I had a massive rant about it not including a certain group of people in there.
Oh, the
Four
Four Horsewoman.
Horsemen.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'll save that for the salt mine. I'll save that. I'll save it. I'll put it in. We'll put it in this week.
Oh.
We'll put it in this week, a week early, before the reviews come out. We'll put it in a week early.
And then we're quickly denying knowledge if it turns out 10 out of 10 best wrestling game of all time.
Yeah.
Like, no, it won't.
No.
If it's 10 out of 10 best, yeah, no.
No.
I'm just saying, hypothetically, you don't know. You don't know.
But
Do you want to lay a bet on that, Laura?
I don't, because I also don't believe in it.
it's
that's
it's
not the point.
disappointing that they're not very good, because they used to be pretty decent, but they haven't been good for a while, and everyone hoped that with 2K taking over they would improve, but basically 2K have done exactly the same thing as what THQ did with it, which is nothing.
They still use the same people, don't they? Ukes.
Yeah, I think it's the same people, which says it all, really.
Well, Ukes did make the best one ever, in my opinion.
Here comes the pain.
No Mercy.
Ah,
And
let's see.
they've had it for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's got to the point where you just know they want the entrances are more important than the actual in-ring gameplay with the way they show it off.
Yeah, it was the show. Yeah, they don't actually show anything.
They've started to show a little bit more in the few. I think they're a bit more confident in this year's than last year's, because they are showing a bit more in-ring.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one, it does look like it plays a bit better, but it still looks absolutely awful. And there's still a few things from what I've seen. There's a lot of, I know countering was a big thing when they brought that in before it went to 2K.
Yeah.
And basically, the computer counters everything, pretty much.
It's not even just the simple things, like they just can't seem to get the balance right, because I think it was either last year's or the year before, they made a big deal about trying to get the pacing of matches right.
Yeah.
Because in other fighting games, obviously you hit a move, you get back up. Mostly, like it's meant to be quick, and then until you win. But obviously, to look like the TV product and real like professional wrestling, there's a lot of times where your character stays down even after a big move.
Yeah.
And they were trying to work that in with the stamina bar, and that just ended up annoying everyone.
Yeah, because I watched a few matches. I watched a 20-minute Iron Man match, and after about 17 minutes, it was Jericho against Xavier Woods, and Jericho was getting beat 4-1. I won't say names of who was playing that game, but he wasn't very good. And so Jericho was getting beat 4-1, and literally every time he got punched, he would go onto the floor. He would take about 10 minutes. The Undertaker could make his way to the ring in his entrance by the time Jericho got off the mat.
It is a hard thing to get right, though. I
Yeah.
do see why it's like an issue, because you want the game to be fun, but then you want it to look like the actual product. People want realism, yet they want a fun game.
Yeah.
So they're kind of caught between the two and can't seem to decide.
One of the problems, the reason people because of the matches, some of the matches they have like ladder matches and things where you have to climb up the ladder to get the thing at the top. The people need to stay down for that amount of time, so you actually have a chance of getting up the ladder. Because if they don't stay down long enough, they just get up and push you off the ladder, and
and it turns into a luck game, because I think not last year before was basically you tag it, you tug, it's like a belt or briefcase or whatever they decide to put it on. you tug it, and then it's like, oh, okay, and you're wearing the item down. So then if you get knocked down and the other person gets up, even if you've destroyed them all game, they could be the one who gets the lucky touch on it and it's theirs and they've won the match. It is a broken.
To be fair, that is like wrestling, where sometimes. But the thing is, you're playing a video game.
Yeah, that's the realism
where
fun
you don't
bit. Like,
want
yeah,
it to be purely luck. You want to be, I did better at this game, therefore I win.
it makes
See,
sense.
All I remember was doing Elimination Chamber where I was doing terribly, but then at the end because I was playing John Cena. It was like, oh, it's down to 2 of us, and then I think it was Darren. I just AA'd him. 1, 2, 3, Cena wins lol. It's like, man, this is realistic.
Because they put in comeback maneuvers. When you get so
Yeah.
beaten up and lack of stamina, you can hit it and you get a finisher if you hit the button sequence, which is great against the computer because it's a computer. But when you're playing people online and you're doing that, it is so frustrating to be the other player. So yeah.
Look, some of the gameplay mechanics look a bit confusing as well. Like when you're in a submission hold, trying to get up from it, not trying to not tap, but then trying to then later on not tap as well. Where you've got to, I don't know if you've got to chase round the little like quarter of a circle around the circle and try and get your quarter and the other guy's quarter to fill it up or whatever. It just looks
That
confusing.
sounds so sexual. I don't know why. I just
Okay, well, that's how you want to take them.
No.
It looks complicated. And
See, I also remember like in like the older ones, it said like tap button to kick out. What it means
Oh.
is hold the button, don't tap it.
I hated some of they've never got the other thing they ever got are the pins. Like stop the little ball in the middle of the bar and your bar gets smaller the more damage you just no. Especially when the online servers were always quite laggy.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'll
stopped
play
it.
it
I stopped
online.
it. Oh wait, no.
It's like they just cover you within 5 seconds. Like I can't
They're like
actually.
literally, yeah, they could just punch you, pin you, it's over. Like what?
I'm sure one who used that than me,
No,
Laura. But
maybe.
actually, I'm sure you didn't tell us how to kick out or counter.
To be fair, I didn't know how to do that.
So,
So
the next game, the first game, you punches, knock us down, pinners. I don't know how to kick out. Then the next game, you spend the whole game countering every move I do until I just walk out the ring.
what a fun game. What fun time.
Oh,
So,
great
everyone
times.
buying it next week?
No, but the next release is one game I am buying next week. Any guesses? Any guesses? I'm good at these segues. Any guesses? Anyone?
No.
What's coming out next week? Then maybe.
Well, it's Halo 5. So pre-ordered it.
Yay!
Is it actually Halo 5 next week?
Yeah, Halo 5 comes out
Oh,
on
that's huge.
Tuesday.
I had no idea. I mean, I have no interest in the Halo series anymore and totally don't want it.
Yep. So I've got that ordered. I'm really looking forward to Halo 5, to be honest. Not the single player, the multiplayer, but I will play through the single player campaign.
I think we spoke about it. I swear it was last week. Arena mode.
Yeah,
That
the new
sounds
multiplayer
so-
stuff. Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds good. Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited for that. I think I'll probably play through the single player twice on normal and then once on legendary.
As you do.
Yeah, or I might just play through it all on legendary. I haven't decided yet, but
Is there co-op on the story? Because I know there's no split screen in Halo 5.
Yeah, there's 4-player co-op,
Yeah.
aren't they? Because you're in groups of 4.
yeah. So
That's all I wanted to check. Not for any reason.
yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. I think from what I've been reading, some of the single player reviews are that it's good, but it's still not up to the standards of what the first 3. But it's better than 4.
I read some story stuff because that's what I do. Actually, I didn't read
leaked?
it. Mike told me, who's normally on this podcast, because he had read all the whole story. Because as Darren said, a lot of people got leaked it because they got the game early, and the story did sound really disappointing. But I can't say I've ever been one for the actual story.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
what
more about multiplayer Halo. Halo is one of the.
Oh no, I don't even mean like the story as in the gameplay. I play the game, like the levels and everything, but I'm still not paying attention to what the hell is going on in the cutscenes. Very easily confused.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it goes with reviews and everything because of. I mean, Halo 4 got good reviews, mostly. Didn't get brilliant ones, but it got good ones. But then it obviously got slated.
Did?
Yeah, it didn't get bad.
I've only ever seen people going meh to Halo 4.
No, I think players. I think it's the same thing that happens with Call of Duty. You don't expect that to have such high scores because as out of us, we kind of like sick of playing the same sort of thing. But the review scores were quite high on Halo.
Yeah,
It's
Metacritic
just
has
the player
it
score,
87,
the individual player scores were a bit.
which is 87 is decent on Metacritic.
Maybe it's another decent. It's more than decent.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
I
but
assume it's like another GTA 4 scenario where everyone went, yeah, and then players went,
yeah, it's probably the same as Metal Gear Solid 4, that it got rave reviews when it first came out, but then when you look at it, maybe a year later after playing it a couple of times, you think this isn't worth the reviews, and that's probably the same thing that happened with Halo 4. So I'm not interested in the reviews of Halo 5. I'm interested to see how gamers compare it to Halo 4 and the other Halos more than anything, because that's more important, to be fair. But moving on from our news and releases this week, we'll move on to our topic of the week. The topic of this week is collections. So over the past few years, we've had plenty of collections for all the games, and with the recent releases of the Uncharted collection and the Rare Replay a few months ago, I thought it'd be a good time to talk about collections in general. You know, what we've liked, what we want to see, what wasn't needed. So yeah, I mean, I think the Uncharted collection is good, because obviously it was at the stat that 80% of people haven't played an Uncharted game. 80% of
80%
PS4.
of PS4 owners
Yeah.
hadn't played any
So it
previous
was
Uncharted.
it was a no-brainer, to be honest, to release that. To get everyone up to speed playing the Uncharted games. It's the first time I've played them. I enjoyed the ending of Uncharted 1. I didn't enjoy the start and the middle, but I enjoyed the ending. So, but it's one of them where I wanted to play it. I just never got around to it on the PS3, so I've got the chance now. And it looks really good. It's been really well remastered by Bluepoint. It's been really well done. Like, it looks really good. I don't know if anyone else has got any others to add. I don't know how many people have played collections this year, to be honest.
What collections are there? There's the Kingdom Hearts ones,
Yeah, the Kingdom
I
Hearts
suppose,
fans,
which are
yeah.
technically collections.
Yeah.
The 1.5, 2.5, and then they've got another one coming out, which is 2.8 or whatever.
Yeah.
2.8, yeah.
They're obviously doing the same thing that Uncharted did. They've got, well, I say the same thing. Uncharted are actually releasing a new game, whereas Kingdom Hearts, God knows
Hey,
what's going on
hey,
there.
2017, maybe.
But it's obviously because a new game is coming out. They released all that stuff, and it was good. It was basically the games with the final mix versions, which were only ever released in Japan,
Yeah.
which have extra content on them. So they were actually added things that people in Europe and possibly North America for some versions. I know they got some of the
I
final mixes.
think they got
But
Kingdom Hearts 2 final mix, I think.
Yeah. So it's actually new content as well as better looking graphics, which is good. I like things that do that. Ones which just rehash their old game, just have the game. It's a bit lackluster.
Yeah.
But ones which actually have new things in them, it's like, well, it's just decent. I like this.
Yeah, I think that's one of the important things about like collections and remasters, that you don't just, oh, we'll make this game look better. You've got to add a few things to it as well, because why would people who've already played it pick it up? And it's got, like, for me playing Uncharted, I'd never played it, but they also added a few things like photo mode, which is added in a lot of remasters. But they also added a few other things. You could unlock rewards, and there was other stuff added in there just to add a little bit of a twist to the game for other players who'd already played it.
I definitely prefer collections that get remastered, so you have the whole thing in one
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Because generally that means at least one of the games in the series is quite old enough to be back. Because it's like it's not the same as having the remastered GTA and added stuff. But when there's a collection, you do feel a bit more like, okay, I've missed it. It's generally because you've missed that series. Like everyone, like the Metal Gear Solid collection that I own,
Yeah.
was because I had missed it and not played it.
Yeah.
So it was just a great convenient package for me. Like, I'm sure there was loads of people, with yourself included, that were like, I mean, like, they played Metal Gear Solid, so it was not the amount of excitement around getting it.
Yeah, it's actually sat next to my PS2 versions of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, but you buy every Metal
PlayStation
Gear Solid. Like,
version.
I'm just, well, you weren't excited to play. Well, you might have been excited to play it again, but you weren't excited to be buying it again to play. But
No, I think I was more. The only disappointment for me in that one is that they didn't remake the original Metal Gear Solid. That was my disappointment for that one.
PSN download code for the original.
Yeah, that was the only disappointment, because especially when you've got 2, 3, and 4 all on PS3 because of that collection. and obviously 4 came out on the PS3 anyway. It would have been nice to have number 1 as an actual PS4 game, like remade high def textures and everything like that. But you can't have everything, I suppose. I quite like the Rare Replay as well because of just the amount of games in it. I know we said I've only played Banjo Kazooie, but there's a lot of games in there where you can just pick up and play them, sort of. And you've got Perfect Dark. Is it? Oh, there's another game which I can't remember, which I want to play, which is the good thing that I can't remember it. But there's so many games in there to play. There's Battletoads as well, which is something that I've heard really good things about and something that I really want to play.
What, Battletoads?
Yeah.
You'll want to play it for about 5
Jet
minutes.
Force Gemini. That's the other one that I wanted to play to try that. But that's one of those collections where they didn't really remaster any of them. They just released them all in one bundle, even though you've still got to. They're all installed as if Xbox Arcade games if they came out on the 360. But it's a good collection because you've got pretty much everything. You've got the latest Banjo Kazooie, the 2 Viva Pinatas. You've got all the Xbox 360 games on there as well. But it's a good collection. I think it's a good one. It's just missing GoldenEye and something else. Oops, someone else has crashed.
Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing as well.
No, they wouldn't get those,
No.
would they?
Well, no.
So, yeah.
But they've done whatever they can pretty much. But yeah, I quite like that one. I don't know if there's anything that anyone wants to see collection wise.
With the Gears of War collection, I would have liked it if they had actually every single Gears of War game.
Yeah.
Maybe apart from Judgment.
Yeah.
If that Gears 1, 2, or 3, I would have been like, oh, maybe I might get. But no, it was just one game. I was like,
Yeah, I wonder if they saw the problems that the Master Chief Collection had with having them all. And I wonder if they thought we'll just focus on one. I mean, to be fair, the Master Chief Collection for what it had was a good collection.
On paper, it's justified. I don't think you can. It was the delivery with the servers and the struggle you had playing it for so long.
On paper, the idea is brilliant, having all the maps from all 4 Halo games available to play online as well.
And being able to choose which.
Yeah. As well as all the single player campaigns. It was a good idea, just poorly executed, which maybe is making a lot of other people worry about releasing games that had a multiplayer element. Like Gears had a strong multiplayer element, and if they released the 3 Gears games with all their maps and all their game modes available,
that's a lot.
It's a lot to do again.
It's ambitious.
Yeah.
And it was really ambitious what they did.
Yeah.
But they just maybe didn't. I mean, you play it now, so it's working now.
Oh, it works fine now, but it's the fact it's taking so long to work.
Yeah. So it's probably the amount of people to contend with and everything. So I imagine that was a big seller for Xbox One.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. There's one that I would like to see, which is the BioShock, like a BioShock collection.
Which has been rumoured.
Yep, which was rumoured. Yep. I'd love to see that. Just go and run Rapture in all its HD glory on PS4, Xbox One would be lovely. But I suppose the thing with them is they're on PC as well, so I can just up the res a little bit and it'll look a bit better. But I'd like to see them on PS4 and Xbox One, especially if there's a new BioShock game coming at some point. But I can't see it, not for a while anyway.
No, well, I don't know, because I don't imagine it would be like that's like one I could see them doing quite, just because they can.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't think of any collections that are missing for me, to be honest. I mean, no one wants to see another Assassin's Creed collection, but there's probably enough games to put in it. I know they've done one.
Heritage 2.
Yeah.
They'll probably do one eventually.
I reckon. It's the only game I can think that there's been a lot in that I could think could be put in a collection.
Well, unless they do it all for like the modern gen systems, but then you've got what, 7 or 8 games to put on one disc.
Including spin-offs?
Yeah, so there's a lot. I'm surprised they didn't do it. I know they did the Fallout anthology on the PC. I'm surprised they didn't do something like that on PS4 and Xbox One, but I suppose it's more.
Well, would Fallout 1 and 2 really work on
that? Was the thing,
yeah.
That was the only thing, but I'm surprised they didn't. But I'm surprised they didn't even make more of the PC launches.
Well, if we're going down that path, Elder Scrolls. Surprised there hasn't been an Elder Scrolls. This is the part where someone tells me there has been.
no, there hasn't.
No.
No. An Elder Scrolls collection would be pretty cool.
A GTA collection would be awesome. There probably might have been one, and I've just not been paying attention.
I don't think there's
So-
been one on console. I mean, I've bought them all for like $5 off Steam
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
on
but I
Steam
just
as well.
mean like,
Yeah.
could you? I just GTA 3 or San Andreas on PS4. Fully
I
done
think-
them.
Rockstar take too long to bring out games in the first place,
There is that, yeah.
let alone going
And
back to their old.
I guess you. I guess you wouldn't want to hand it over to someone else either.
No,
to be
you
fair.
really wouldn't.
In theory, though, I mean, if you look at Bluepoint, have done such a good job on Uncharted. They did a good job on Metal Gear Solid. Basically, Bluepoint games are the HD remaster people.
You do it well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, in theory, they could give it GTA to Bluepoint to get out while they work on the next GTA, just to give. The thing is with Rockstar, though, is they don't need.
They
They don't
need
need
to
to do it because everyone will get hyped for the next GTA as soon as it's announced.
I do think it would sell like hotcakes.
Oh yeah, but to be honest,
'Cause in-
Rockstar don't need the money either. To be fair, based on how much money they get.
I'm sure they'd like it though.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure they wouldn't turn it
money's
away.
never a bad thing.
Because I would even like Bully or whatever.
Yeah,
There was two then. They could do that in collection.
But you just want Bully, Red Dead.
Listen,
Hello,
I just want to.
oh.
Let's be honest. I just want a Rockstar collection. I even let them put that table tennis game in they did there.
I really
Hey,
like
that
that.
was meant to be good.
It was
That was
awesome.
not good. It was boring.
That's because you were rubbish at it.
I was not rubbish at it. It was just boring, people. It was
I
table tennis.
really enjoyed that. Is there any collections you think that have been released that we don't need, that weren't needed? That was no
How
point
many
in them?
God of War collections have there been?
Oh God, the
Uh,
war.
There's Volume 1, Volume 2.
There's been two collections, and then just God of War 3 was then just remastered for
Yeah.
PS4.
Okay. Carry on. I'm not outraged anymore.
I think the one that wasn't needed was the prototype one. Because let's be honest, no one cared about prototype when it was first released anyway. They didn't really
I
do.
like Prototype.
Oh, was that a remaster or collection?
It was a
It was a-
remaster. I think they've had it.
Oh, if we're including remasters, then Devil May Cry 4 on PS4.
No, like it was there was two prototype games which were
It was
released.
both of the Prototype games.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a collect. Well,
Yeah,
it was a remaster.
It was a remastered collection,
Right. Okay.
but it was awful from what I heard. But I know you said you liked prototype, Darren, but it didn't sell well. It probably didn't need to be released on.
No, it didn't need to be remastered at all. No.
No, and it wasn't really done very well. It wasn't announced very well. Didn't it just appear randomly on the
Sort of.
store?
It was like, oh, this is being remastered. Okay, well,
Cool story, bro.
it's out now. All right, okay.
Yeah.
I accept this. Ish.
Anyone got any other ones? Or-
I don't. I
Can't
just.
think of anything.
Yeah.
No, because I guess I've said how much I enjoyed the Metal Gear Solid collection, but I guess it had two collections, did it not?
Oh yeah, that was a bit like what was it like the 20th
HD collection,
Yeah,
and
that
then
was
it's a
it.
Legacy collection.
Yeah, but the Legacy collection was to celebrate the anniversary.
But yeah, but it makes the HD collection totally irrelevant.
Yeah, but it had the HD collection in it.
And all the other games,
but-
like so you didn't need the
Ah!
HD collection.
But basically, the Legacy collection.
If you bought the HD collection when the Legacy collection comes out, you'd just be staring at it going, "Fuck you, Kojima."
Actually, what I did was sell the HD collection and buy
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Legacy collection.
Yeah, but it was it was one of them where they released the HD collection, and then they tried to milk more money. Well done, Konami.
Yeah.
Milk more
I
money.
just
Who
thought
buy,
s-
who buy both of those?
Yeah, you
I
could
just
do
thought
that.
something. They could have done an Infamous collection,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like 1 and 2, because that was a
Well,
different.
1, 2, and
Second Son is the one on PS4.
not that one. Festival of Blood.
Oh yeah, I think I was just reading about that actually. Yeah,
Yeah, they could have done that as a package. It would have been awesome.
yeah, because I've not played them either.
Yeah,
I bought them but not played them.
Yeah, I finished Infamous 1 and 2 after, like, in the first year of my late PS3 purchase, but that was because I knew Infamous Second Son was coming out. So if I knew that was coming out and I knew they'd planned to release it on PS4, probably wouldn't have got them on PS3 and just got the remastered one. Just saying.
Has Crackdown ever been remastered or?
Don't
collected?
joke, Slazo. Like, number 2 was not great. Like, the collection. You remember that really good game and then the awful second one? Here's the collection. Go.
No,
I'm sorry, I didn't realise that games being good was a
No.
Well,
prerequisite.
I'm just saying, what's the point of the remaster in 2? I mean, it's not going to be able to fix it. Like, what's the point? Like, it's just.
I think one of the main things with collections is there's got to be, well, apart from prototype, There's got to be
There's got to be a reason.
yeah, and if that reason is because there's a new game coming out a bit soon or to celebrate an anniversary, but some games they just do them for the fun of it.
I suppose then with Crackdown 3 coming out, is it? No, it's not called Crackdown 3. It's just called Crackdown again. Yeah, so then they can't re-release the collection because it'd be so weird. To celebrate Crackdown coming out, we're re-releasing Crackdown,
Yeah,
but not that Crackdown.
yeah. Buy the new Crackdown, not the old one.
But we don't want you to remember
This
the old
is from the
Crackdown.
company who called their system the Xbox One. I'm sure they wouldn't care.
He's got a point. He's got a point.
Uh,
So we'll move on from our topic of the week to the salt mine. So you heard earlier we were talking about WWA 2K16, and I had an idea, which doesn't happen very often. So the salt mine this week is WWE 2K16, and it's not even out yet. So the reason
But you can't rate a game you've not
I'm
played.
not doing it because of that, Slazo.
He's gonna put it in for the terrible
I know.
job they've done of selling it to him. I'm assuming.
So WWE 2K16 being held as the biggest roster around, it doesn't have the women's champion in it. It doesn't have the Divas Revolution Divas in it, which is a bit stupid. You know, like here's a WWE game. We'll give you the World Heavyweight Champion, the Intercontinental Champion, the US Champion. You can't have your women's champion and Divas Revolution. We don't care about that. What's the point? Divas what? And then the fact they came out and said that they've got no plans on making them DLC content, it's sort of basically, for what they're trying to do in the TV product with the Divas Revolution, they've just sort of basically said, nope, we don't care. And let's be honest, it's probably not hard to create characters to put into the game.
I don't get why they just came out and said, no, never happening. It's like, wow. Like,
Yeah,
just lie.
yeah.
Just say, yeah, sure, maybe.
We're working on it or something. It's ridiculous, to be honest, and it's not a reason why I'm not going to buy it, because there's many other reasons, but it's one of them where it makes you wonder, well, why should I buy it when they don't even have sort of, I mean, they are involved in a big feud at the minute as well. You know, why don't they have them in it, sort of thing, especially when they're bringing in NXT. Who is it? Who's the two NXT ones that no one cares about?
You mean the ones that aren't NXT?
Blake and
Blake
and
I like
Murphy.
Blake and Murphy. Hey.
Yeah, but I like them, but
Blake and Murphy are cool.
yeah, but
Blake and
They
I'd
were
say-
tag champs at the time when the game
Yeah,
was being
that made sense because they had the Vault villains in and they weren't.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, but
Saying the fact that they were tag champs just doesn't matter because Charlotte's the Divas champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, plays that NXT champ. Oh, wait, can't do that either.
Most people wouldn't even know that there was an NXT tag champion, let alone
yeah. I mean, I think a lot of
want them in
people
the game.
are going to buy this game. You know, some people probably won't know what's on the roster. People just assume that everyone who's on the current main roster will be in there. And you know, some people might like to. I'm not saying everyone is going to go straight and play a Divas match, but people would expect to have the Divas champion in there. And I think it's ridiculous to not have her in, and then not have Sasha Banks in, who's part of another part of like a stable in the Divas Revolution at the minute.
Can you at least create divas this year?
That's a good question.
I think you can, yeah.
Yeah, I think you can. So,
After that last year.
They have put most of the creation stuff back in. Most.
Okay.
Because I saw the create arenas are back or whatever, or back
Yeah.
to being what they were.
yeah,
Just
you-
last
yeah,
year,
it
it's
does.
like
It does.
to unlock the women's title, you have to create a
They
diva.
forgot to
You can't
delete the
create a diva.
stipulation. They forgot, right? They thought, oh, don't want to know that this content was meant to be in there, and they're like, oh no! And then they had to release a patch.
Yeah, but it's pretty ridiculous having not having them in, and yeah, I think it's salt mine worthy because it's a big part of the game.
Stupid.
It's
Fucking stupid.
yeah,
It's just
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's one of the to be honest, it's one of the stupidest things I've seen for DLC not being in a game, and I'm not a fan of DLC. But when they don't have that in the game,
that would sell so many copies. Just the Four Horsemen DLC pack would sell.
yeah,
And they've made a decision for a reason. I'm gonna be honest. I like some of the there was a whole. It wasn't on NeoGAF. I don't think it was somewhere. There was a hashtag reasons why they're not in the game. Yeah, and a lot of people were convinced there'd be a Total Divas video game, which made me really sad.
No. No,
Because-
I'm not
Please.
going to allow that to
To be,
happen.
to be fair,
But-
when they said it, and I thought, oh, that sounds stupid. But then they said, oh, it'd be a mobile game where you design the divas, dress up the divas, and stuff like that. And I was like, that does seem something that would make the money.
There's going to be an NXT takeover game. There you go. That's what's going to happen.
That'd be awesome.
And it'll be made by a completely different team, like a small team who understand how to make games.
And somehow Triple H would be in charge of it, and it would be
Yeah.
amazing. It'd be all Triple H. Triple H would be like, you fixed the video games. Well done, Triple H. Progress to the next level.
Yeah, but I think it's stupid, and it's a massive oversight. It's probably not going to affect sales, but it's going to affect word of mouth talk about it after people
Well, a
report
lot
it.
of people would be disappointed.
Yeah.
I reckon it'd be mentioned in 99% of reviews
Yeah,
about it
yeah.
because the roster was the big thing this year.
Yeah, that's the thing. They got away sort of with not doing as many gameplay changes by saying we're aiming to have the biggest roster, so we're doing a lot
Yeah,
more
biggest roster in WWE game franchise history.
without the current Divas champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
But you can play as the Terminator, so
Yeah.
it's all good.
It is.
right?
It's like having saying they've got the biggest roster ever, then not having. In a way, it's like not having Seth Rollins in there, or
To
not
be
having
fair-
someone who is feuding with in there at the minute.
yeah, I can't believe I'm going to say this because I don't want to like help their PR campaign. But how many people actually play as the women wrestlers in these games? Because they generally don't put any effort into them and they don't handle very well.
Yeah, but it's not the point though. It's more the
It's
fact.
not the point.
that-
I'm not saying
no.
that's the point, but I'm just gonna say when people get the game, it's probably a case of they're gonna be disappointed that they can't set Charlotte as their champ and then never play as her.
Yeah, but I think it's one of them where you want the option. It's like why let's leave out.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
And I think
yeah.
it doesn't do anything for women's wrestling,
I don't think it
especially
helps
when they are trying to give a massive push with give Divas a chance, Divas Revolution,
and
then-
they don't put them in, but they put Eva Marie in
Yeah.
next to Cup.
exactly that's
It's a very weird decision.
Is AJ in the game?
I think so.
She-
No,
no, she
I'm
won't.
not sure.
No,
I
I
can't
don't
think. I don't think she is.
Okay, just because that was another big thing recently.
Yeah,
with
I know.
Let's beat AJ.
I know Eva's in. I know Emma's in because they were like the ones that I thought might also miss out when that news came out
Yeah,
because they're still in NXT and they're not the higher ups in NXT.
yeah. So I've got
But yeah, they're fine.
I've got the list here. We've got Paige, Summer Rae, Brie Bella, obviously. Tamina.
Naomi.
I'm just going through my list. Naomi will be there. Nikki Bella's in there, obviously. Cameron.
See, that's
Yeah.
great because Cameron's
Layla.
left the company.
Layla's in there.
Yeah, Cameron's kind of left the company for a few months or
Yeah.
was on a break.
She's
Few,
back.
oh,
She's
3
back.
months before she'd gone forever.
No.
To be fair, like it's understandable when they're a few months out of date. I mean, like what was it, 2K14, where it's like CM Punk, and everyone's like, what?
To be fair, no one complained about that because they just wanted.
No one complained. It was just like at the announcement, it was like everyone was like, what?
It does feel weird though when you've got Layla who retired, what seems like ages ago now, and you don't have the current champ.
Yeah. So I think
I mean, I'm not going to complain about Layla being in there though because Layla's awesome.
yeah, but I think we can we all agree that WWE 2K16 deserves to stay in the salt mine, deserves to be in there.
It does. We should put a rule in that we can let it out next week if it turns out.
We're not gonna let it out. It's
We're not.
stuck.
And
It's never
and
coming out.
then can we have a rule that if it's even worse, if the game's worse than what we
We
actually
bury
thought,
it.
we'll
Can
bury
we
it
just make
deeper and
like
deeper.
a WWE section in the whole in?
Is that like the
whole,
Cesaro
like,
section? But
Salt mine.
WWE.
No, move on. Stop. No,
because
done.
both sections are being buried.
No.
Oh.
Stop insulting. Cesaro's
So-
a god.
So the final segment of this week is the top 50 list. So the past 2 weeks, myself and Laura,
Yeah,
Laura,
hi.
yeah,
That's me.
have nominated
That's me.
games to go on our top 50 list, and we've ended up with Time Splitters Future Perfect and Bioshock. And this week it is Slazo's turn to nominate a game and either get shot down by us all or get it put into the top 50 list. So,
To be fair,
Slazo.
if you shoot this one down, then you're all terrible people because this is actually a good game.
Well,
So-
if people listening have a problem, they can always tweet us at Retro Remastered.
If people listening have a problem, screw that. Just tweet me at SlazoKid and I'll slap.
Self-advertising, jeez,
Why would
man.
you don't tweet him? Tweet us.
Yeah,
Why would
Retro
you wanna...
Remastered.
Yeah. So
I'm the
anyway,
team first, Lazo. This
Go
is
into
this
business
is,
for myself.
yeah, this
But
is-
yes,
this
like,
has influenced my vote decision. I haven't even started doing it yet.
so Slazo,
I
Take it
am
away.
choosing the greatest, that is Pokemon Gold and Silver, the second
Nope.
generation. All the remakes, if you want to do Heart Gold, Soul Silver,
I'm out.
it's pretty much the same game. And yeah, everyone remembers them. The timeless Pokemon games that fixed all the flaws of the originals, had hundreds of hours worth of shit because you beat the original game and you thought that was a bit easy. And then it was like, no, you haven't beaten it. Go get the other badges and then go beat the original trainer and champion from Red and Blue. It's like, what?
I wouldn't say that's hundreds of hours. I think
I
you're pushing
put
it.
hundreds
Slazo
of
was
hours
very
into
You
the
put
game.
hundreds of hours. I
No,
put.
because there was endless replayability as well. Like that was Pokemon at its peak. So to catch them all, especially as you had like tons of extra shit like trading with items and new stones and can't even fucking remember
Berries.
what. Berry, yeah, no, berries were in there, although they weren't a big thing in that
Oh,
one.
let's
You had
plant
health
a
items.
cousin berry on the ground and it'll grow.
PSN berry. Oh, man. I didn't know what that meant as a child. I was like, what the fuck? How the fuck are they naming
I thought
these?
it was
And
a
then
PlayStation
like
Network.
looked at it a year later and went, wait. But yeah, it was Pokemon Gen 2 masterpiece in color and
No,
everything.
I can't disagree. I imported it from America. There used to be a shop near me that sold games, and I remember paying, I think it was 40 quid for Pokemon Silver, and I loved it. I played Pokemon Blue, but Pokemon Silver was a different ball game.
Yeah.
Excuse the
Well, I actually
metaphors.
like because this was back in the good old days of like where you could buy imports in shops, and like I was in like that shop every week going, "Have you got Pokemon in? You got Pokemon in? No, sold out. No, sold out." I mean, just getting home one week to find it lying there on my bed, I was like, "Oh my god, it's the greatest thing."
Yeah, I remember. I want to play Pokemon now. I remember going into the shop and convincing my parents it was the right thing to do to buy me it.
The right thing to
And
do.
because from what I remember, I'm positive we were going on a drive somewhere, and I said, "Look, little 5 hours. I was young. I was like, I'm gonna be bored on this trip. I'm gonna need a Pokemon game to play." And Nat was like, "Now you mention it, there's a Pokemon game available to import, and it's in this shop." And the rest is history. Pokemon
Yeah.
Silver was mine.
I don't remember how I got Pokemon Silver. It's probably a birthday present, or maybe even a Christmas present. But I do remember getting Pokemon Crystal, which I don't know if you want to count this within these
I
Tuesdays.
imported that one as well.
Well,
But I'm
like
gonna talk
not a
about it
Christmas,
anyway.
it's part of Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
He's gonna
Alright,
talk
okay.
about it anyway.
Pokemon Gen 2.
Pokemon, I like Crystal because it was, and I got it because I was going on holiday. It was really weird. I was going on holiday to Blackpool, and my nan was like, "Oh, I bought you this Pokemon game." I'm like, "Okay, it's a bit random timing," but I enjoyed it, and I just spent the whole holiday playing Pokemon,
To be fair,
and
What's
it was
Blackpool
great.
like?
I did the exact same in
What
like
was
Lake
Blackpool
District.
like?
I did
I don't think I
exactly
have
in
a
Lake
car.
District where I was like, I'm gonna catch the 3 dogs on this trip to the Lake District, and spent the entire week just ignoring the scenery, just playing this game, like playing this shitty backlit game, going like, I need the dogs, I need the dogs.
To be fair, that when I had Heart Gold or Soul Silver, it must have been Heart Gold. I went on holiday to Wales. By this time, I was like 21 or something when it came out. But then I spent the whole weekend playing Pokemon. Well, it wasn't weekend, the whole week playing Pokemon again when I was 21 on holiday. But that was because I got sunburnt on the first day we were there in Wales.
In Wales.
In Wales, don't
It
ask me how.
happens.
It happened
No,
apparently.
no
I
pain, no
assume, I
Pokemon.
assume you're on Tempe
It's
Beach or
it's
something.
my ginger genes. Not jeans, but a ginger.
So I hope you're not
My
wearing ginger jeans. That's
because I
weird.
had ginger hair, although it's not very ginger anymore. I was burnt really easily, so I just played Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver for like a whole week, and it was great fun.
Yeah, I nearly failed my first year of uni playing Pokemon. I would go to uni, I'd have my DS with us, and, "Oh, do you want to do this assignment?" "Yeah, yeah, we'll go and find an empty classroom." I was like, "Right, empty classroom, 4 First thing I do, Pokemon." There was another lad who got
You're
it.
like the worst person I'd be like stuck with on the team. There's always someone who's doing something else, and I would be just looking at you with such shame, like.
But then there was another lad in the group who got Pokemon as well.
Oh my god,
And
no!
so me and him would spend like comparing notes, how far we'd gotten, what gym we're up to, and how we'd beat the gym
That would
leaders.
be like my worst nightmare of a uni group
Um,
for an assignment. Just stuck
It
between
was,
two guys obsessed with Pokemon.
but I think that's how good
Never do a video gaming degree, Laura.
I'm not planning on it, to be honest.
But I think that's how good Gen 2 of Pokemon was, that we all played it when it came out on the Game Boy, and we all remember playing
Yeah.
it. And then when it's come out on the DS as well, we all
Yes.
remember playing that. And some people spend a lot of time playing it. Some people now feel in uni to play it.
To be fair, the closest I came to Pokemon Gold affecting my life is when I was battling the Elite Four while balancing and eating mushroom soup, and he spilled my soup. That would have been tragic. Not really the same as failing uni.
No,
but
no, no.
Soup was nearly spilt over Pokemon, so that was fun.
To be fair, like Lance is part of the Lance was the champion, so I don't blame you.
See the guy.
I don't know
who's the
what
guy
bit
who
of
Hope
the
you
tried-
Elite-
like fighting Dragonite.
Yeah.
I don't know what bit of the Elite Four was on. I just remember I was for some reason I was walking up the stairs with Soup and a Game Boy, so I kind of was trying to multitask, and I was like, whoa, nearly lost my Soup. It'd have been tragic, but I was doing the Elite Four at the time, so that's why I didn't want to put down my Game Boy. There was reasons. I could have been badly burnt by mushroom
It's
soup.
not as if the game isn't turn-based, so you
I
can
know.
just completely stop what you're doing and nothing
No,
will
she
go
puts
wrong.
down, like the batteries will fall out, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
cool.
To be fair, I did have a Game Boy. The original one I had was all taped up at the back, so that actually could have been an issue. That actually could have been why. Yeah. So that's my fun story about mushroom soup.
I also remember sitting in lectures, playing, obviously with the DS having a
I'm starting to
Full screen.
question that if you actually passed your uni course.
in my. I got a first in the first year in my laptop having a foldy screen, so I would just basically fold them up together, put the Game Boy in like on the laptop keyboard because I wasn't going to take notes, let's be honest, and just play the game like that instead. And no one knew. The lecturers didn't know. They thought I was typing notes furiously when I was actually trying to catch Pokemon.
Arrgh!
Thankfully, I didn't
That's fair.
celebrate.
It's reasonable. It wasn't. I used to play Pokemon in college on an emulator.
So,
Am I like the only one
It
who's never
happens.
played Pokemon at school? Like, am I like the odd one out who's never
And
gone to
look
uni
at how the
and been
three
like,
of us have turned out. We're awesome.
see, and the three of us all graduated, while you.
Did we? Did I? Did I? Because I don't feel like I did.
I thought
And
you
if I did, I did it really badly.
Sorry.
you were saying, Slazo?
No, let's get to the vote.
So yeah, so we'll start with a vote. It's Slazo. Obviously, it's a yes
Oh,
from you.
Yes, yes.
Laura?
So are we? Does this include? So Generation 2 not included in the remake or included in the remake?
It's just Generation 2,
Remake is
so...
It's
basically
Generation
the
2
same.
and remakes.
Sorry.
whatever.
I'm gonna vote yes.
Darren?
No. I mean, yeah.
Yes.
But no, just a spite Slazer.
Well,
Yeah.
well, it's,
He tried to say you graduated. Don't spite him.
Well-
How's that an insult?
well,
I don't know.
it's a yes from me as well. So congratulations, Pokemon Gen 2. You have 4 yeses. We'll see you at the judge's house.
Stop throwing the X Factor. It's just so
I can't
lame.
help it. I've added you to the list now, Gen 2. So, our top
Yeah.
5 for this
There
is
will-
looking
there will also
good.
going to be it's going to be an article, right? So they can look back, right?
They can look back and go, well, one of these games deserves to be here.
With little tidbits like this nearly made Squiggy fail uni.
And now an interview with Squiggy, who nearly failed uni by playing Pokemon. It was mint. So anyway, we'll round that off there. This was episode 3 of the Party Chat podcast. I was your host, Squiggy. Thanks for listening.
You were, but you're not anymore. I was Squiggy, but then,
but now I